Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of this Everyday Actuarial series. Today we talk about everything that I wish I knew when I started this actuarial career. Now, for people who are new to this channel, let me introduce myself. I am Ananya and I have cleared 6 out of 13 actuarial papers and I am currently in the final year of my graduation. Now, for beginners, it's very difficult to know what to focus on or what should you know before you even enter into a field like actuarial science. So here we are with a new video. Stay tuned. How do you know you're doing something worth progressing on? You're doing something that measures your progress. For me, it was exams. If I cleared an exam, I was progressing with my career, and if I did not, maybe I was stagnating. This perspective changed entirely when I went out into the real world, talked to real actuaries. Exams are undoubtedly very important. They give you the technical knowledge which is the foundation for a good career. But along with this technical knowledge, you will need to learn various other things. Soft skills such as communication skills, business understanding, problem solving, judgment, etc. There'll also be other technical skills such as programming languages, R, Excel, Python, SQL. All this will be needed when you step out into a career. Hence, it is important that you prioritize these along with the exams. When I first started my exams, the only thing that I focused on was studying for those exams. Although I made it a point to make all those concepts crystal clear, but I never focused on anything that was outside my curriculum. For example, Python, VBA, etc. And this is something which I would tell every new aspiring actuary to focus on. Alongside your preparation for your exams, take out 1 or 2 hours to learn a new skill. In this era of technology and AI, it is very important that we learn about AI, how AI can be used in programming and other ways. Hence, I just say, don't just pass exams, become an actuary. How do you remember the time we were preparing for our school exams or our college exams? What was the preparation like? We used to procrastinate the entire year, study barely, just enough to score a pass mark. And then the night before the final exam, we would sit and cram whatever is important. Call up all your friends and ask what is important. Please tell me, I just need to pass. That is exactly who we were at school and in college. But that is not how you pass actuarial exams. When I was preparing for my first paper, I thought the cram and pass method will work here too. I could procrastinate, I could barely study 1 hour a day and just skip study days and still pass my exam. It does not work that way. Here, this is a marathon. It's a long-term game. You will need to stay consistent every day. Just like in a marathon, the speed may be slow, but you need to keep running to reach the finish line. You may study for 2 hours on some day and for 8 hours on some other days, but you need to study every day. Cram and pass won't work. If you met me 3 or 4 years ago and asked me, why did I choose actuaries? The answer would be simple. My relatives told me I'm great at maths. And that is what people with great mathematical skills do. They do actuaries. Well, if you ask me today, I'll say, people need to know a lot of things to become an actuary. When did I realize this? I realized this when I started preparing for the CB papers. We'll talk about this later in detail, but just to give you a glimpse, they are the papers based on business finance and economics. And then we come to the CP papers, which are based on communication skills. There, you require judgment, problem solving, the ability to understand real world scenarios, the ability to apply critical thinking. That's when I realized it was not entirely about maths. So please don't enter the career with the same prejudice that, oh, I'm good at maths and I can do actuaries. You just need to be comfortable at maths and need to have an attitude to learn more. If I tell you what the biggest problem with any preparation is, and the biggest problem is not about burnout. It's not about the pressure of studies. It's not about the syllabus. It is about the comparison. Constantly comparing yourself. You'll always have a friend who would have solved more papers than you have done. You'll always have a friend with more papers cleared than what you are doing. You will always have a friend who will make you feel like you're not doing enough. Please don't fall into that trap. You may be well prepared, but just because someone solved 2 more papers than you or maybe studied 2 more hours than you will feel so underconfident that you may just not do well in the exam, and it will not be a preparation problem. It will be an execution problem. So don't let it happen to you, because I did it and I regret it a lot. I could have scored a lot better in the first actuarial exam that I appeared for, but this overthinking and comparison had constantly taken up my mind, and that was the only thing I was thinking about the night before the exam. And guess what happened? I missed out one question during my exam. Although I did pass the paper, but it was a matter of pass and fail. If I had only slipped a few marks, I could have not cleared that paper, and all of that would be due to the overthinking and due to the constant comparison I had in my mind. So please don't listen to your friends when we are talking about study preparation, about exam progress, about internships, about landing a job. You don't need to compare yourself with anybody. Compare yourself with only yourself. Now, the biggest time waste. Let us think, what is it that takes the greatest part of our study time? For me, very honestly, it was not making notes, it was not watching lectures, it was not mugging up, it was not practicing sums, it was nothing. It was trying to strike the perfect study plan. I was constantly watching videos, asking people what the perfect study plan was. Somebody suggested Pomodoro, study for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break. Somebody suggested something else. But one thing needs to be understood. There is no perfect study plan. You need to figure out what works for you, and you need to make time whenever you can. You could study while you are commuting to work, or you're commuting somewhere and you have travel time which is free. You could study when you're just maybe not feeling like sleeping. There is no perfect study time. There is no perfect study plan. Do it, and do it every day. Don't waste time looking for shortcuts or looking for that perfection, because perfection is a myth. You know what demotivates me the most? When I sit with a textbook with some concept and I can't understand it no matter how hard I try. That demotivates me to the extent that I don't want to open the book again. I don't want to come back to the same subject again tomorrow. But if I do that, I won't pass. Exactly. Motivation will come and go. When you look at somebody who's doing better, motivation will go away. When you're just tired from work or from college, motivation will go away. When you just can't understand anything, motivation will again go away. So what do you rely on? Consistency. Studying no matter what. If you can't understand a concept, maybe just skip it for now and study some other topic. But stay consistent. There'll be days where you'll study only half an hour because you got only that much of time. And there'll be days where you'll have a whole day free and you might study for 8 hours. That's completely fine until you show up every day. Please don't listen to people who tell you, oh, you can just prepare in the last 1 month and pass. Please don't. Study, give the material time, grasp the concepts, because they are going to help you a lot long term. Another thing that I did not know while I started this course was how much sacrifice is needed. Somebody told me if you're doing actuaries, you need to study whole day. Your social life will be gone. Well, somebody told me, oh, come on, you should have a social life. Studies can wait. Both are wrong. You know, it's all a matter of priority. When your exam is just a week away, please don't go to parties. And when you have just completed an exam, please don't cancel parties. That is exactly the balance that you need to strike. Yes, there will be sacrifices. There will be plans that you'll have to cancel. There will be weddings that you will not be able to attend. But yeah, you need to first understand why are you doing it and is it even worth it? Because no matter what course you pick up, no matter what goal you set for yourself, sacrifices are a part of it. But it's all a matter of priority. So please don't be scared by somebody who says you need to study all day and your whole social life will be gone. And don't listen to somebody who says, oh, studies can wait, you should have a social life. You need to find the right balance based on your priority. And another thing that we as Indian students are always taught is about figuring it out. You clear class 10th and you'll have it all figured out. Oh no, just class 12 and you'll have it all figured out. Just some actuarial exams, get a job, you'll have it all figured out. The truth is, nobody has it figured out. I was in this loop of constantly trying to figure out. By clearing after each exam, I would say just one more exam and then I'll have it figured out. Just one internship and I'll have it figured out. Just one job and I'll have it figured out. No, nobody has it figured out. I have talked to qualified actuaries. I have talked to senior professionals whom I take inspiration from. Even they don't have it figured out. Life is not a destination. It is a journey. You figure it out every day. So please don't fall into the loop of figuring it out after you reach a certain goal. All along the video, we have only talked about hard work and motivation and consistency and discipline. But nobody talks about direction. You could be working hard, you could be consistent, you could show up every day, but if you're doing those on the wrong things, you will never reach the right place. Direction matters much more than any of these. And because direction is so important, because guidance is so important, because learning from somebody who has already been in your shoes is important, I come here to you with this channel. You can request any videos or ask your queries in the comment section below, and I'll try to cover them in the next video or try to make a separate videos on those topics. Till then, goodbye.